Systems Live, feeds open, welcome back. Today we're going to be discussing Given. Given is another BL anime, very cute. This one has a lot of stuff to it, so let's get into it. 4 boys, 1 band, and a grief-soaked song that rewires a life. Given is an 11-episode BL music anime about a garage band that finds its voice when introvert Mafuyu discovers he can pour everything he can't say into a microphone. The TV series aired in 2019. It adapts the first manga arc, which is Mafuyu and Ritsuka, and a sequel film that shifts focus to Haruki and Akihiko, and then an OVA that returns to Mafuyu and Ritsuka, and then a final 2-part film, the Hiragi mix and To the Sea. And that's what I mean by it has a lot to it, so bear with me because this one might be probably on par, like lengthwise, to my Thai ones. The dramas that we have, but this one also does have this one is more probably on par with those as well than it is to the other BL animes that I've talked about. This one definitely has a lot more drama to it. However, this one I think was done very well and a little differently than the ones that I've seen, because it has like a lot of movies to go along with it. I think they kind of use the movies to kind of, instead of making seasons, they use the movies to build, I guess, maybe the manga itself. I don't know how long the manga is. So I think they use the movies to fill in those, what probably were the missing parts of the manga after the season ended. So, as we start all of these, our characters. Mafuyu Satō, he's quiet, emotionally locked, carrying the loss of his first love, Yuki. When he sings, the room stops. We have Ritsuka Uenoyama. He's a gifted guitarist who'd gone numb until Mafuyu's voice drags him back to why he loved music in the first place. We have Haruki Nakayama, our bassist, and the band's soft backbone, in love with Akihiko Kaiji, our drummer / violinist, a messy romantic past, and maddeningly romantic. I'm so sorry. All these are mouthfuls, so bear with me. And then we also have Hiragi and Shizusumi, Mafuyu's middle school friends, and their perspective reframes the tragedy and the new beginning, as well as a ton of amazing soundtracks from some great artists and bands throughout. So, let's get into the show. Ritsuka notices Mafuyu's broken string on his guitar and fixes it, as well as offers him some lessons. Haruki recruits Mafuyu to watch practice, and a spark is lit between Mafuyu and music. Basic chords and rhythm practice, Mafuyu's voice surprises everyone, and we get our first hints of Yuki in Mafuyu's past, as Ritsuka also starts to compose. The band books a small live show, and Mafuyu avoids having to come up with lyrics. However, Ritsuka realizes the song needs Mafuyu's own words. Rehearsals stall, and Haruki quietly mediates the tension between the group. Akihiko needles Ritsuka toward honesty about music and Mafuyu tries to write, but grief blocks him. Hiragi and Shizusumi reappear, deepening the Yuki backstory, and Ritsuka pushes a bit too hard, causing Mafuyu to shut down. Apology tries to help reset the tension, and we're now at a point where Ritsuka has to wait until Mafuyu has the words he wants to say. New guitar strings, small breakthroughs give way to cute, intimate moments, and Haruki clocks how close Ritsuka and Mafuyu have grown. A live date is confirmed, and deadline pressure mounts. We have last-minute prep, and Mafuyu is chasing what he actually wants to say. Ritsuka finishes arrangement around Mafuyu's emerging melody, and pre-show the strings on Mafuyu's guitar snap, causing everyone to scramble for replacements. Mafuyu performs Fuyu no Hanashi, a confession set to music, which I think is probably the most powerful part of the show. If I can add that in here, I will show you guys just a clip of how that one starts, because this was probably the buildup that, like, this is the buildup that the show kind of pushes towards. We don't get a lot from Mafuyu until this song he finally can perform. And it's like, in the scene where he finally gets up there and the words just pour out of him, you can feel it in the first breath of like him being ready to perform on stage. Like, I can't explain to you, like, this is one of the shows that I also rewatch a lot. I still to this day get chills and literally sob, like I'm literally sob. Like, this anime had me sobbing many a times. But the emotion you can feel behind the characters, the voice actors do such an amazing job. Like, I don't think they could have found better people for this, because you feel the emotion in these characters. And when I say I'm not kidding, you can feel the tension and feel it break when he finally is able to sing the words that he's feeling. In that first breath of him getting ready to sing that song, I'm honestly not kidding when I say this. You can feel it in the beginning of him getting ready to sing that song. It's like the world stops for a moment. Like, and maybe no one else feels this way, but like, I feel like I have such a deep connection with music that sometimes musical shows and like movies, I can feel a very strong connection to. So when they're not done well, it definitely hurts, but this one was done so well. I'm not even kidding. I truly do love this show so much. It is one of my all-time favorites to watch and rewatch, and I think I'm on like maybe like 10 or 11 rewatch, because I love this show so much. And then each time they updated it with the new movie, so I kind of kept watching from the beginning and then watching the next movie. But I'm not even kidding. I'm if you listen to nothing else from any of the reviews I post, this is the one I want you to listen to. Please watch Given for nothing else but the moment that it gets to Mafuyu finally being ready to get on stage and sing and perform the song that he performs. Because I kid you not, the chills that go through my body every time to this day. This show, if I remember correctly, I said 2019 when it came out. It is 2025, and I still to this day get full body chills watching that episode. I'm not joking. So if you listen to nothing else, no other review, and you happen to stumble upon this one, that's the one thing I want you to take away. Please watch it, if for nothing else but to get to that point in the show where he finally has the emotion to push through that and get the song out. Please watch it. Like, I cannot stress this enough, how much I love this show. But yeah. Like, please watch it.
多分きっと人より伝えるのが下手くそなんだ。でもだけど本当はいつも本当はただ上手に泣けなくて苦しくて痛くて叫びたいのは誰かにずっと分かってほしかった。少しだけでいいから。まだ溶けきれずに残ったなんだこいつ。
So post the live show, they start to have a what now panic. Comedy and clarity start to mix as they bask in the reality that they are actually banned. And we get a quiet outdoor confession scene where Mafuyu finally admits his feelings to Ritsuka are mutual. The band resets with honest dynamics and couple statuses are sealed. Nope. We get a tease for Haruki and Akihiko to continue, handing the baton to the film that follows. Now, the next couple ones that I talk about are going to be the movies. The movies, I am not going to go so in depth on them because they're movies. So I don't want to spoil it for too many people if you haven't seen the show. So I'm going to talk on them, but I'm not going to like describe point by point unless if I was gonna just talk about the movies, then yeah, I'd go point by point and like they'd all get their own separate videos. But I'm gonna group it in with this because I want everyone to watch all of them. I'm pretty sure Given is done now, so you have the opportunity to watch it. The movies and the season are on Crunchyroll if you want to watch it. You know, Crunchyroll is free. You do have to watch all those fucking ads, but you can watch it for free. So, you know, or you can find something free online if you don't want to deal with all the all them ads. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna scream it to the world, but like, you know, y'all got options. You got options. But I will say, like, please watch all of it because it's done now. So you have the opportunity to just go through and binge the whole thing. You could watch it in like a weekend. It won't take you very long. So let's move into the movies. Given the movie, which is the first movie of the show, it came out in 2020. This one is Haruki and Akihiko. After the TV series, Haruki's long-standing crush crashes into Akihiko's unresolved past with violinist Ugetsu. A major performance forces honest choices, what love costs and what staying together really means. We have the next movie, Given Uragawa no Sonzai. And it's just, on the other hand, it's the 2021 OVA / like TV special. And this one is kind of refocuses back to Mafuyu and Ritsuka. It's a companion piece that shows the other side of Mafuyu and Ritsuka's relationship. There are quiet dates, insecurities, and how they navigate being a couple after the TV ending. It's short, cozy, and focused on their perspective. We have movie 3, the Haragi Mix. That one came out in 2024. This one is focused on Hiragi and Shizusumi. The spotlight shifts to Mafuyu's childhood friends. Hiragi tries to keep the band SYH together and asks Ritsuka to help, pushing him to face grief tied to Yuki and say what Shizusumi really means to him. It has healing, rehearsal room vibes, and a key live show. Now, this one focuses pretty heavily on their relationships with Yuki and like the kind of growing up together aspect for Mafuyu, Yuki, and Shizusumi and Hiragi. So like if you guys were a little bit more interested in kind of getting to know more of like the backstory there with those four, this one definitely plays into that. And you do get a lot of resolution into like how everybody's kind of dealing with Yuki's passing. And we have the last movie, To the Sea, which shifts us back to Mafuyu and Ritsuka. And this one kind of serves as like the ending. It concludes everything, basically. As Sai moves forward and given weighs its future, Mafuyu hesitates between love music and next steps. Ritsuka straddles both bands to finish a song, and Mafuyu decides what singing and being with Ritsuka should look like now. Serves as the manga's on-screen conclusion. Now, what I thought worked really well for this show. The music was really well done. I love the anticipation behind each song, especially in the first season where we had to wait for Mafuyu to find his voice and the lyrics. I like Mafuyu and Ritsuka's awkward honesty. It feels real. It feels like like what an awkward high school couple would be, you know? Like, not everything is so like cutesy and like easy. Like, there are couples, especially in when you're in high school, that deal with awkward times. It's at times it's almost too funny kind of watching how awkward they can be with each other. But I mean, you can tell it's all like love. You can tell that they really do care about each other. So I think it's cute. I think it's really well done. The only thing I could say that I really didn't like about this show was how long it takes for Mafuyu to make decisions. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's bad that he takes a long time to make decisions, because, you know, people need time to figure out how they kind of feel on situations. I just think, especially me, someone who has anxiety, the waiting can definitely build the anxiety aspect of people, you know? Waiting for him to finally figure out whatever it is he might be holding back can definitely build on your anxiety if you have it like me. So like, if you don't really want to deal with that, maybe don't take a chance, because Mafuyu does take a while to make decisions. However, I really think it's still a really well done show. The movies all contribute really well to kind of serving as a conclusion in the show. So I thought it was really well done. This might be shocking, but overall, I think given is a 10 out of 10 daggers. I think it's very, very blue approved. For a musical anime, I have to say it was done really well. It's a beautifully scored coming of age where one song saves a life and a band. So, you know, I can't stress how much I love this anime. There are not many animes that like are super high up there for me. Like, I've seen plenty in my day. I'm not old, but I'm an adult, so like I've watched plenty of anime, and this one is very, very well done. I do have to say, I do really love it. I will at some point talk about my top ones, because I'll preface this now with the top ones. My top 3 are Hunter x Hunter, Tokyo Ghoul, and Solo Leveling. I know Solo Leveling is relatively new, but I don't care. Solo Leveling is so good. Oh my god, I love that one. So I will talk about all those at some point. Hunter x Hunter and Tokyo Ghoul will probably get they'll get their own whole focuses. Like, they're gonna be done way different than the animes and BLs that I talk about right now. They're not gonna look at all similar to the reviews that I have for these guys, because those are gonna get their own. Like, they're gonna have their own shit to go along with those. Those two, those are my number ones. They're almost, I'm not gonna say tied, because they're not tied. Hunter x Hunter is my first one, and then Tokyo Ghoul is probably my second. But those two are gonna get their own separate ones. But this one, I'd say, is probably like, Given is probably number 4. Like, it's so well done in my opinion. Like, I can't praise it enough. It did a really good job in my opinion. I thought it was really cute. And, you know, as I've mentioned before, I love to watch people fight for each other, and I feel like these characters did that. Like, they have bumps in the road, but you also have to give, especially Mafuyu and Ritsuka, the benefit of the doubt, because you have to remember they're high school students. Like, they're in high school, so they're gonna mess up. They're gonna have times where they like don't fully talk about shit, but like they still work for it, you know? And I think that's also where a lot of the contribution to the score goes. But you won't hear me give out a lot of 10s. I will tell you that right now. And that this one got a 10, it means it has to be really good. It's pretty far up there in my opinion. So, which hit harder for you? Mafuyu and Ritsuka's first love, or Haruki and Akihiko's adult mess? And do you like the movies, or do you wish they had kind of just made them all into separate seasons? Because I don't mind that they did the movies. Doesn't really bother me. But you know, some people might like a season better, you know? Everybody's a little different. But that's all I have for now. So let's cut the feet, babes, because my work here is done.